video, I wanted to talk to you about bloating and how to get rid of this unwanted puffiness and bloated belly, especially after postpartum. Do you realize that after you give birth, your tummy gets a lot more bloated than before pregnancy? Now, I wanted to share with you some practical tips that actually work really well for me, and I think you will appreciate like the actual tools that help you to get rid of that bloated almost immediately. Now, this is not a gimmick, and it is something that's gonna work. And you know, people talk about chewing food slowly or finding out the trigger from your food, taking probiotics, and so on and so forth, and those are great and they actually work, but it does take time for you to see that actual results. And there are a lot of videos over like the internet about it, and I'll talk a bit in my video today, but that's not the whole point in this video. It's not about chewing food slowly, taking probiotics, and finding out the food triggers, sensitivity, and stuff like that, but something that actually worked very well. So if you're interested, stay tuned and watch this video. Now, I wanted to start by saying that it is 100% normal to feel bloated, whether you had a baby before, whether you don't have a baby, it doesn't matter. We are human. We eat food, the stomach needs to digest the food, it produces gas. It's 100% normal to be bloated, and we don't need to be wow and like be scared by it. We need to normalize this, that we look like we are sometimes pregnant after we eat a big meal. It's totally okay. For myself, I wasn't as bloated. I guess I didn't pay too much attention before baby, but definitely after baby, I can feel that every time, even a sip of water, I feel more bloated than before baby. Like now that my tummy is very loose, my stomach is very stretched because of my diastasis recti, all the loose skin that I have, the tummy just gets stretched out and expand so easily, and it's totally okay. It's 100% normal. We need to be realistic with what we have, right? We cannot just get up in the morning with flat stomach and go to bed in the nighttime with flat stomach. It doesn't always happen. But I really would like to fix this problem, especially if I have a vacation coming up, or tomorrow I'm doing some filming at the studio, or like I'm having an interview on a TV station. Like I want it to look great. I don't want it to look like I'm pregnant. So I wanted to share with you some of these immediate fixes. But again, you know, just be realistic with you that like it's not gonna be always sunshine and rainbow with your body. Now, the very first tool that is gonna help you to feel less bloated the next morning is wearing a belly wrap to sleep. And I have recommended this belly wrap many times in my story, in my IG and YouTube, and I will link a more extensive video on how to wear the wrap properly in the coming weeks. I will link it here below. But wearing a belly wrap to sleep, it's so important and so efficient and effective use of your time. You know why? Because we sleep about 7 or 8 hours at nighttime. That 7 or 8 hours is 1/3 of your day. But if we are able to use this wrap to help us, then that 1/3 of the day is gone. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to wear it. Sometimes, you know, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable wearing it, but this is actually very comfortable. Most of us sleep like either on the side or on your back, and sometimes we sleep on, you know, facing down. That's not a position that I recommend because it arches your back. You can wake up with your back pain, and that's not something recommended for diastasis recti because it will kind of open up your diastasis, the ab separation, making your tummy bulges more. Now, but if you're somebody who sleep on the side a lot, then you know your stomach kind of distend out. If you're somebody without muscles in the front, without core muscles in the front, and without like the six-pack abs in the front, nothing is really gonna hold on to that intestine, the stomach, you know, the core pressure that we have pressure in the stomach. Nothing is gonna hold on to inside. It's gonna bulge out when you're sleeping on the side. Versus if you're sleeping on your back, right, it goes into gravity. You're not gonna feel that bulge. So like when you're sleeping throughout the night, even when you're flipping through around, this belly wrapping is gonna help you to stay in its place, that the belly stay in its place. So when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna feel so much more flatter with the tummy because it has been helping you to stay in shape the whole time. So this is something that I always use because whenever I have a TV interview, I wanted to look great, I always wear this to sleep the next day, and I would wear it snugly so then, you know, it doesn't shift too much throughout the nighttime when I'm like moving around, and it keeps everything in place. So try that tips and see if you wake up with a flatter tummy instantly. One of the things that I do every day, waking up first thing in the morning and throughout the day, and especially on the days that you're super bloated, drinking warm water is your best friend. And why I say warm water is because warm water helps your digestions to go faster. So if you're like super bloated here and you're drinking cold water, if you're somebody who drinks cold water, it really slows down your digestions. So warm water helps you to move things along faster, and also it helps you to expand the blood vessels. So you feel warmer, everything is working for you instead of drinking cold water where your organ has to work really hard. So just imagine you like eating food, right? Like chicken. and chicken has some oils in it, but if you leave the oils in the pan or in your plate long enough, the oils will become solid. They solidify. Just think about you eating chicken into your body. You know, it's doing the things, it's digesting, but if you drink cold water, it solidifies all the stuff inside. Well, okay, maybe not as dramatic, but it does do some work and really slow down that metabolism and digestion. This is gonna make you even puffier. So making sure you're drinking warm water would be a good thing. And how I just to make sure that I drink it all the time that it's warm, and I like it very warm. I use the kettle, but then you can also get one that actually shows you the temperature so you can keep it constant, but I know this is good enough for me. And I drink it, I put it into my insulated cup here so I can put it in my desk. I can bring it with me anywhere. Now if you're living in a country that is super hot, or like you're out there, it's a summertime, it's a hot day, I think cool water is totally fine. You know, it cools you down, it makes you feel good. You should drink that for that benefits of hydration and cooling. But you know, if you're indoor, if you're in the office, or if you're just like inside a lot and you're not sweating and like not going to gym, drinking warm water is the way to go. Like just think about like if you're sick, you always crave for that soup, warm tea and stuff like that, right? It makes you warmer. And if you're somebody with cold hands and cold feet, because I do have cold hands and cold feet from time to time, maybe because we're in Canada, it's just so cold here all the time, drinking warm water will help you to like circulate the everything better. Everything will move along faster for you. So try that too. Now another tip I wanted to share with you, and this is not like scientifically proven and you probably don't see a lot of research about it, but everyone swear by it, so many people, and that's apple cider vinegar with mud. So what is apple cider vinegar? Basically it's fermented apple juice, and you wanted to get it with mother, and I think Bragg is the most popular brand for it. With mother is basically means like the bacterial culture feeds on the sugar in the apple juice, and then that makes all the benefits and enzyme in the apple cider vinegar, and you drink with it. In theory, improving digestion, it helps you to move things along, and you go to the washroom, blah blah blah, and then it's supposed to help you with bloating. I regularly drink it. I think for some days it will help, and some days I don't think I really see a difference, but it is something that I regularly do, so that's why I wanted to share that with you, that having apple cider vinegar. And what I normally do is I drink it 1 to 2 tablespoons. I never really measure, I just kind of dump it into my cup of warm water, and I drink it together in the morning, first thing in the morning, to help things move along and help like push through the food, whatever that is sitting in my stomach. So if you're somebody who have never tried apple cider vinegar, it can't hurt to try it. It does taste very nasty in the beginning when you first try it, and if you've never tried it before, it's like this really weird sour and like really acidic taste. It burns your mouth, so do not just drink it like that. Well, actually my husband does and he doesn't care, but I cannot drink it just with a spoon. It burns my throat, so I always just sip it in my water. But I do just chug that water, because sometimes my husband drink my cup with the vinegar water and he almost threw up because it doesn't taste good at all. Sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm sick, I do put like honey with the vinegar water, apple cider vinegar, and then like some cayenne pepper to help me soothe my throat, and actually feels really good and warming. So you can try that when you're sick as well. But if you have not tried that apple cider vinegar, you know, a lot of people swear by it, and some people do see great results, and I do see the results from time to time. I think it's something that you should try too. So during midday when I'm working on my standing desk, I like to have nice tall posture, and if I'm feeling a little bloated, then I'll use my like waist trainer wrap to wrap it. You know how I use the belly wraps to wrap me, but I wanted to give myself an extra wrap, so I would wrap this on me. I usually put it on top of a tank top, then I wrap it like that, but I couldn't really completely wrap entirely. But inhale, exhale, draw your belly in, engage your core, and then I put this on, put it lower where I feel more bloated, so it gives me more support. I can stand on my desk and I can start working, and I'll be standing like this. It gives me a good support for, you know, an hour, 2 hours that I'm standing, and it gives me a nice top posture. You know how sometimes you slouch, you know, you stand like that, you stand like that, so that's not very good, right? So with this one, it really keeps me even taller than the bellies that I always wear. If you have really big tummy, from diastasis, it might not be suitable for you. Now, another tips I wanted to share with you, getting rid of the bloating, is nutritions, clean nutritions. Now, this is not something new. I'm sure you probably noticed, and I can go on this topic about bloating, anti-inflammatory, sensitivity, on and on and on and on about, if not weeks, days, months. What I really wanted to tell you is that it can be a lot of things that causes your stomach to bulge. It could be the spices that you put into your food. It could be the garlic, onion. It could be gluten, food sensitivity. It could be the broccoli. It could be the beans. It could be, having enough probiotics in your system or prebiotics in your system. It could be the food that you just generally eat that causes bloating. And there's so much variety of it, and even food combinations. Like maybe you shouldn't be eating fruit with your meals because the fruit cannot be digested properly, especially with melon. So these kind of things, it's so much out there. You really wanted to track it. But what I really wanted to say is that we all kind of have an idea of what kind of food that will cause us to bloat, but we rather not pay attention to it.
Because that chocolate cake tastes so good, or that fried rice is amazing, or that burrito is really yummy, I just wanted to stuff it down into my stomach.
We rather not pay attention to it because, you are tempted with everything that is in front of you. You just want to keep eating, for whatever reason. We know that, we shouldn't be eating this big of a extra large burrito, or we shouldn't really be finishing this fried rice. It's just way too much carbs. We know it, but we still do it. And I have been there all the time because I'm a big foodie myself and I love food. Sometimes it's just that guilt, that trigger, and you just want to eat it. And that's okay. But if you want me to go more in depth into the selections of food, what kind of food that causes bloat and maybe sensitive to you, and having a tracker and how to track it properly, comment down below so that I know, and I'll make a video about it in the future. But what I wanted to share with you, if you can just follow a structure of what you eat, what you input in your mouth, breakfast, dinner, lunch, and maybe like your 1 or 2 snacks throughout the day, you're gonna be so much better off than just eating scrap off your baby's table, eating a bite here, eating a bite there because you forgot to eat your lunch, and then all of a sudden you're really hungry and you're just stuffing everything into your mouth. And these are the stuff that you consciously make. But I want you to be conscious with your food choices. Like, you have an idea what you ate for breakfast, and then you just kind of plan accordingly what you should be eating for lunch, and not just blindly going in and eat whatever, because these food are always going to be on the table. These food is always going to be available to you, but you have a choice to say yes or no to it. And just expect that if you're saying yes to it, you're going to feel more bloated, you're going to feel puffier. And if you're okay with it, that's okay. But if you don't want to feel that way, you just have to make a decision on these choices of food. And if you have a structure to follow, a meal plan, or some sort of things that you can keep track on the food, maybe having an app to keep track and logging in your food, it will be so much better for you. And if you wanted your tummy to feel less bloated, nutrition is definitely needed. If you do like the belly wrapping, the drinking the water, and all of that, it's not going to help you as much as with the nutrition. The nutrition might take some time for your body to get adapted, get used to it. It will take some time to really see the results, but even by maybe the 3rd or 4th day, you're going to feel so much better already. So start with your nutrition today. Make an informed choice of everything that you're eating, track it, or take a mental notes of it, so that you're not just unconsciously biting a bite here, taking a snack there, and like going to the pantry for something else. You're gonna feel so much less puffier, and you're gonna have a flatter tummy for sure. Now, another tip to help you with reducing the bloat, this is a no-brainer one. You probably know exactly what I'm gonna say. Exercise. Right? You need to exercise in order to get your digestions to move, but you need to exercise, you need to move your body in order for those gas to come out. The gas is what's creating the bloat. If you're sitting at your office all day, if you're hunching, if you're slouching, look at it. If you're always in this position, you're constantly trapping that air into your tummy, and it's not going to be able to go up or go down. So the only way for it to travel through your body is to move your body. And something that you can do specifically when it comes to bloating is to do some bloat reducing cardios. And I have a few videos, of course, in my program, but I do have a video with my girl. I link it here below that you can do the workout together. Just standing core cardio. You don't really need any equipment. You can do it at home. Something that moves your body, your entire body, your upper body, your lower body. That's something that actually focus on your stomach, so that it actually forces the bubble, forces the air to come out. You can do walking, you can do weightlifting, but they are not as effective as if you were actually targeting that stomach area to help you to burp it out. You need to move your body. So here's another thing that I do to help me with the bloatiness and waking up feeling less puffy is dry brushing and oiling. This is not new. You probably see me do this all the time on my stories, and I've explained this before. It's really soothing. It helps you to improve your circulations and digestion, and the brush will do the magic for you. So it's actually really good for getting rid of the stretch marks. It might not get rid of all of it, but it definitely helps me with my appearance, because I used to have lots of stretch marks and the skin, like, it's really droopy. So this helps with it a lot. But in terms of bloatiness and the puffiness on the tummy, this will definitely help with the circulation. So then and I just finished showering, so like this will sleep with me for tonight, and then tomorrow I'll wake up, you know, rejuvenized, like the skins are more moisturized, and it feels so good, so good. It doesn't hurt you. And yeah, just keep brushing it, couple minutes, and brush away from the belly button, brush up, brush down, like that. Let's try it. Now, my final tips on helping you to reduce bloat almost instantly is to go poop. Go number 2, okay? And you probably might think that I'm gonna suggest you to take on fiber or like increase your fiber. Nope. Not that one. It's actually drinking coffee. Maybe you're a coffee drinker yourself, maybe you notice this, or maybe you don't, but for myself, and I'm sharing it from my personal experience, that every time I drink coffee, I can go to the washroom pretty easily. I don't drink coffee regularly, maybe 3 times a week. I don't drink it every day, and I'm not a big coffee drinker, but every time I drink it, I can easily go to the bathroom and empty things out. So it's really fantastic. And one of the reasons why it does that is because coffee contains caffeine, and caffeine is a stimulant. So it helps the intestine, it helps the colon contract, everything in there, so it moves things along the stomach, the intestine, and move things out, okay? So that's why caffeine could be a really good tools. Of course, you need to take fiber, you need to eat your vegetables and fruits, but like if it's not coming out, you could try drinking coffee. But if you always drink coffee and you don't feel that, maybe your stomach or like, you know, your body just getting really used to it, so it doesn't really work for you. So it might not work for you, but it worked really well for me to pass those things along. You know, you don't want the poop to be sitting in your colon and get fermented and produce more gas. That's the last thing. That's why you get bloated up gas, and you know, that's not something you want, right? So empty out every day. Try caffeine, try coffee, and this is my last tip for you to help you to reduce the bloating. I hope you enjoyed today's video and find at least 1 or 2 things that would be helpful for you, and let me know if that helps you to get rid of that bloaty stomach and help you to become flatter and looking great the next day, or maybe at least in a few days from now. And let me know in the comments below whether it helps or not and which one helps you the most. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please subscribe or check out my Instagram at BeckyChoi_. I would love to chat with you more there and to connect with you. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.